Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Maya and this is my hair braiding video. I know this video was very long overdue, but I'm finally getting around to posting it. As you can see, I have done my own box braids, and today I will be showing you how I did my box braids in this how-to video. This was actually my first time doing my own hair with extensions, with fake hair, and so you will see me change clothes throughout the video because this process did take multiple days. Be sure to subscribe to my channel to lend a little support to your girl, and be sure to click the bell icon so you can get notifications from my channel. And with that, let's get into the video. The hair I'm going to be using is the Queen Bee braiding hair. It's 50-inch tangle free. They do have multiple colors. I'm using the color closest to my natural hair, which is a reddish brown. The braids did come down to my tailbone, and I used about 8 packs. No, I didn't use 8 packs. I bought 8 packs, but I used only 7. It was $2.99 at my beauty supply store, and I ended up having 59 braids in my hair. You're also going to need rubber hair bands, a rat tail comb. My rat tail comb looks filthy. Please don't slam me for it. A pair of scissors, hair clips. I only have 4 hair clips, but the more you have, the better. Hair gel. I'm using the Eco Styling hair gel, and braid spray. The braid spray I'm using is African Royal Sheen Spray from my beauty supply store. To start the parting, I started with the back of my head and sectioned it into 3 parts, and then sectioned those parts using alternating sections, which means one section wasn't directly on top of another one. I then sectioned the first 2 rows of my head using stacked sections. I continued this in the U shape for the top of my head. For the rest of my head, I did use alternating sections, and then I began braiding from the bottom of my head up. To section the hair for each braid, I started with 1 full packet of hair and split it into 2 even sections. Then I split each of those sections into 2 more even sections. Now there are 4 sections. Then I split each of those sections again into 2 more even sections. Now there are 8 sections. This is how much hair I'll be using for each braid, meaning that 1 packet of hair will give me 8 braids. If you don't want your braids as big as mine, then you would have to split 1 pack of hair into smaller sections. As you can see, I left these 2 braids on the top of my head in order to do the braiding how-to for this video. In preparation before you're braiding, you're going to want to have your section of hair ready that you're going to be using. You're also going to want to have your gel readily accessible because you are going to be using it a lot during this process. I then clipped any surrounding hair out of my way and gelled and combed the section of hair I was going to be braiding. I also forgot to say this earlier, but as you can see, I have used the rubber band method to do my parts. Then I tightened the part. You don't want to tighten it too much because it will become painful later if it's too tight. Now I'm splitting the hair for 1 braid into 2 sections. It's important that one section is bigger than the other. Then you're going to cross the sections over each other to make an X. This next part is a little hard for me to explain, but you can just watch what I'm doing in the video. What you're going to do is pull the bottom section up together, and you're going to pull the smaller section down together to create a cross section. You should now have 3 sections of hair for your braid. 2 of the sections are going to come from the thicker strand of hair, and the 3rd section is coming from the smaller section of hair combined. This is the knot that's going to be at the top of your braid that's going to go over your rubber band before you start braiding. Then you're going to place the knot over the rubber band and close to your scalp with the middle strand of hair lining up with your natural hair. Now you're going to start braiding. You're going to be underhand braiding, which means you're going to be crossing the sections under one another like I'm doing. Be sure you braid as tight as you can, especially at the start of the braid, keeping the knot directly on your scalp. This will prevent slipping and loose hairs later on. Then you're just going to continue braiding the hair. Make sure that you keep getting some gel in your fingers to keep the hold, and especially when you're at the end of your natural hair, to keep it tucked into the braiding hair to keep it looking natural. If you find that your strands are getting uneven and that one strand is longer or thicker than the other, then you're going to want to get the smaller strand of hair into the middle and split the bigger strand of hair. You're then going to lend some hair from the bigger strand of the hair to the smaller strand to make them more even. After that, you can just continue braiding. can repeat this process as many times as needed. As you get closer to the end of your braid, you're going to want to stop using gel, as the gel will affect the sealing process later. Be sure to braid as far down as you possibly can. This will make your braids look much neater. As you can see, there are flyaways all along the braid, which can be trimmed off using scissors. This step isn't necessary, but it does make your braids look neater as well. For the sealing process, I did microwave a mug of water for 5 minutes just to make sure it was hot enough to seal the braid. You can use a stovetop to boil the water as well. I only have a microwave accessible to me in my dorm room, so this is what I used. You're going to want to have a towel ready, and then you're going to dip as much of the braid as you can into the water. This will seal it and keep it from unraveling. When you take it out of the water, you're going to want to dry it off with a towel, but be careful because the braid will be extremely hot. If the braid ends up crooked after drying it off, you can always just dip it into the water and dry it off again until it's straight. I should have said this earlier in the video, but it's very, very, very important that you do not braid your edges into your braids. If you do, you will look like goon material, and that is your problem, not mine, because I did warn you ahead of time. Having your edges outside your braids will make your braids look way more natural than having them braided in. Next, I am going to be doing my edges, but I'm not really going to be telling you how I do my edges because this is a braiding video, not an edges video. However, I do have a nice little story for you guys. As you can tell, I did have to finish my braids once I got to school, hence me doing this video in my dorm room. Before I got around to filming this part of the video and finishing my braids, one of my friends, who was of Caucasian descent, had asked me if it was possible that she could braid one of my braids for me. And you know, I was like, no, nigga! I mean, she tried it. She definitely tried it. I did say that I wasn't going to be explaining how I did my edges in this video. However, I did want to show you guys this little trick. As you can tell, some of my edges are darker than the others. To take care of that, I went into the Morphe 350M palette and used the shade closest to my hair color to fill in my more sparse edges by lightly dusting the color onto the hair. And that's all there is to it. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more of my content. Also, be sure to turn on my post notifications so you can get a notification whenever I post a new video. Be sure to share this video with anyone who needs makeup ideas, help, or is just a makeupaholic like me, even though this wasn't a makeup video. I hope this video was of help to you guys, and I'll see you in my next one.